Williams. I am president and founder of Joshua Star Foundation. It is an effort that I started 10 years ago around that. And its whole purpose is to inspire people, bring back kindness into this world, and really just make a change any way that we can. And so we've been doing this again for the last 10 years, and as a matter of fact, we are celebrating that this September on the 19th. We're having our it's not exactly a gala, but it's an award ceremony, kind of like the Oscars event. And we're celebrating our 10 years and just everybody who's helped us to this point and helped make this day, where we are now possible. So Joshua's Heart started 10 years ago, and it really all started with a $20 bill. And my grandmother, as a matter of fact, she gave me the $20 bill, and I was on my way to church one day, and I stopped at a red light, and I was in the back seat, and out of the window there's this homeless man, and I was learning to read at the time, and I was pronouncing all the syllables, and it said need food, no money, lost my job, and I wasn't able to fully comprehend why he was asking for money, and to me at the time I didn't understand why he was in that situation. I asked my mom about it, and she explained to me that he was homeless, and I still didn't fully understand that he was in need until years later when I really, you know, put myself into a bigger way to experience more and learn more about people and how I can make a bigger change. So then, in the end of that experience, I gave the man the $20, and that was the first time that I gave back to the community. This was the first time that I really saw that I can make a difference, whether it was big or small. And that's one of the biggest lessons that we bring with my foundation today. That we spread the message that no matter how old or young you are, you can make a difference in the life of others, whether it's big or small. You can do something about it, and that's something that we really try to focus on. So then a few weeks later after that, I was watching TV, and there's this commercial about Feed the Children, the organization. And basically, they had a commercial about the work that they were doing in Africa. And really, it just touched my heart. And I, again, I didn't, again, understand why people were in that situation. I was confused. And after me watching more and more videos of that, I really just couldn't believe it. And eventually the TV, it said, adopt now. And I ran crying to my mom, Mom, can we adopt all the kids? And that's pretty hard to do, though, so we weren't able to do that. But the next step that did is I went to my two favorite aunts, and I asked them to help me do something in the community. And at first, they were really hesitant, and they kept on being hesitant up until the point where I fired them. So I fired them, and I moved on, and I went on to my mom now, and I asked her to help me do something in the community. And she was hesitant at first, but I was very persistent about it. I never gave up. I made sure that if I wanted something, I was always taught at a young age that if I wanted something and I put my mind to it, I could do it. So I made sure, because this is something that I wanted, I focused on it. I made sure that my mom knew this, and I made her help me. And eventually, after weeks of making sure that she knew that I really wanted to do this, begging and nagging her, she gave in. And at first, I think it was just she wanted to get me off her back, and it was kind of reluctant. But eventually, she saw that I really wanted to do this, and she helped me out. So we organized a family, and we started to cook food. We're Jamaicans, so a lot of jerk chicken and all that, and we would take out of that and put it in these takeout containers, and we would take it in our car. I wouldn't go to the places where we would go because we were giving it to the homeless, and I was young at the time, and it was dangerous, so it's a little risky. So at that time, I wasn't able to go and show my support there. But my family would go out and they would give the food to the homeless. And eventually, it started out small, 5, 10 people, and eventually, a couple of weeks, it grew to 100, 200 people, 250 each weekend. And this was every Saturday, and this was just out of the goodness of our hearts. And this was really the starting of Joshua's Heart. This was the roots of what we do today. And eventually, this transformed into our main program now, which is called the distribution program. And this is where we actually distribute food to those who are in need. And that's basically what Joshua's Heart main program is, and that's what it's involved into. So that's Joshua's Art now. Right now we're expanding. We're trying to grow more, push our boundaries, and really just show people how to be kind and use kids as a way to inspire others to make a change. Before we actually started giving back and cooking food, we looked for a foundation that I could join, something that supported youth and that I could help out in, and we couldn't find any. So after that, sure that that's one of our biggest goals. That's one of our roots in the foundation is focusing on youth and making sure that they're in the community. Not just because they're the leaders of the future, but because it's very important that we teach them how to be kind to each other, and not because they are going to be the leaders of the future, because they're going to be the next adults, and if we make sure that they have that kindness in their hearts, that passion and that purpose that drives them to do good things, then the next generation we're going to be quite amazing. And I really want to work on helping our generation be the best that we can be. And really, that just starts with ourselves and working together to make ourselves better. So that's something that Joshua started trying to do is really teach kids how to be the best person that they can possibly be, inspire them to change the world with whatever their passions are, whether it be basketball, video games, anything. We help transform that love, that passion for whatever they have, and use it to help change the world. And that's one of the things that we try to teach our kids. We have a program called the Junior Advisory Board, or the JAB, and basically it's a group of kids that we have around 68 to 72 in one group. Basically, they are created to teach them how to fundraise for events, how to fund events, plan it, and basically have a well-rounded event. And we do this through 3 steps, through 3 different age groups, and um, we've been doing that for the past 7 years, and it's gone great so far. We have kids who are starting their own program and really making a difference in the community. Um, so that's what Josh's Heart is right now. And again, we're trying to grow, we're trying to expand, do more things, and kind of become more self-sufficient. Making sure that donations are continuously coming in so that we can buy food and give it out to those who are in need. We're trying to transform into a sort of mobile food pantry where we can go around delivering food to those who are in need, and also an emergency food shelter if they need it too. And we're trying to transform into different boundaries because over the years I've really gone deep into the roots of what causes hunger and why hunger is program and really making a difference. And so after is right now. And again, we're trying to grow, we're trying to expand, do more things. I figured out that we kind of figured out that excuse me, figured out that we're really trying to transform um, a, a cycle of poverty, and we're trying to break that cycle. It also comes from a lack of awareness throughout people, and really it's those 3 things, and financial support and financial education. We're trying to focus on those 4 things and really teach people how to be the best person they can be through those things. Teaching people about education, well, educating people, and really making it so that they can go to college, get a better job, and really make more money so that they can support themselves and their family. Also, we're teaching kids how to read at an earlier age, teaching them the love for reading. We're also teaching them about financial supporting, banking at a young age, because even for myself, I've seen that in high school and even middle school, we don't always learn about some life lessons that we're going to use in the future, how to pay our taxes, different things like that. And when you go into life, it can be confusing. So we're trying to teach some kids that, so when they go in, when they're old, and they're heading into life, they really know how to do that, and they can take a huge leap forward then and there. Um, so that's a big thing that we're trying to do. We are currently buying a van where we're able to start our mobile food pantry, and eventually I would love to make that into kind of a fleet of vans, hire people, and really have them go around the community, deliver food, whatnot, and really just help out in any way that we can. Um, so that's Joshua's Heart. That's what we do, and yeah.
That is fantastic. Just kudos to everything that you are doing. You are truly a remarkable young man, and I love hearing stories like this. This is just so inspiring. So thank you for bringing your passion to us. And if y'all want to help Joshua stomp out hunger, then please visit his website at joshuasheart.org. So thank you again, Joshua, for joining us and for spreading your fantastic message. And I love the fact that you're empowering kids to do things as well. Like that is just so, so awesome. All right. So